Hello, today is 7/16 of 25 and I am here with a video of what I eat in a day on my keto journey. If you're new here, my name is Christy. I changed my diet to a high protein, moderate fat, low carb diet in April of 2024. It is just after 10 a.m. and I am ready for my first meal of the day. So I'm going to start with my coffee. I tried a oatmeal cookie coffee recipe. I want to say it was a week ago, and it wasn't very good. It really was just like watered down coffee. But the recipe called for a full cup of brewed coffee, and I want to try it with like just a shot of espresso. So, like, I feel like maybe the other ingredients that are actually like the recipe might be really good with just like the added flavor of coffee in it. So, like with a shot rather than this whole cup of coffee. So, I'm going to give that a try this morning. I have in my cup here 1/3 of a cup of almond milk. I am going to add 1 tablespoon of monk fruit allulose blend, um, brown sugar. And then I need a tablespoon of heavy cream. And see if I can not make a mess, although I'll probably make a mess because that's just what I do. I need a tablespoon of whole milk. So I'm using my Fairlife whole milk. I need a half teaspoon of vanilla extract. And then a sprinkle of cinnamon. So there we go, just a sprinkle. Okay, I'm gonna stir this up. And then the original recipe says to heat it over on the stove, but I'm just gonna heat it up in my microwave because that's faster. With it warmed up, I added in 1 shot of espresso. I feel like it might need 2, but I'm gonna try it with 1 first. 1 is actually pretty good. A little sweet, like I kind of feel like it could use 2, but it's almost like I think it needs like half of a shot rather than a whole other shot, just because it is a little sweet. Yeah, but definitely not bad. Like I kind of this will be like a nice treat to have every once in a while. There's not much in here. So it's 1/3 of a cup of almond milk and then, the 2 tablespoons, so less than a half cup, and then 1 shot of espresso, which is about, I think, an ounce, I want to say. So yeah, there's not a whole lot in here. I may actually end up making a second one, just like to have a bit more coffee this morning, but we'll see. I'm going to start by making my lunch. So, I want to make a shrimp dish where I'm going to use Egglife wraps as the noodles. All right, so I've got some shrimp here that I cooked. I just added some salt and pepper to it. The liquid in here is just the liquid from the shrimp. I am going to add to this 2 tablespoons of butter. So I didn't cook my shrimp in my butter because I want my butter to create my sauce, not to like brown at all. I want it just to like melt down and create my sauce. And then I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of tomato sauce. This is just a recipe that I've made up. It just sounded really good to have like a butter sauce with a little bit of like fresh tomato flavor. So I'm just going to add a couple tablespoons of tomato sauce and just kind of let these melt down a bit. I did think about adding some Italian seasoning or something like that, but it doesn't sound good. I really just kind of crave this like butter tomato flavor together. So that's what I'm going to do. And then I've got my egg life wraps that I have cut into fairly thin strips here. So this is the package. So it's the roasted garlic and herb. I actually don't care for the plain ones, but I found that I like these a lot. And in fact, I'm going to go buy some more today. All right, so here it is. I did add the noodles into the pan just to kind of warm them up a bit. I really hope it's as delicious as I'm like expecting it to be. I've been really kind of looking forward to this. Oh yeah, that's good. And I find that um, not adding any herbs to it was actually a really good idea because there's so much flavor. It's so much like the garlic and herb wraps that you really just don't even need it at all. Like if that was something you were looking for. It's not quite exactly like the flavor that I was looking for because of those herbs, but it's still really, really good. I'm excited to eat this. All right, I'll be back. It is 1:30. I ran a bunch of errands, and one of the errands that I did was I went to a grocery store that I don't get to go to very often, and they have a larger selection of like a healthy food section, so protein items, keto friendly items. I did get a number of things. I got quite a few things for my husband. He's going to be taking a 3-week camping trip. So I got him some things that he can have in his pantry that he normally wouldn't eat, like, every day, but just a few treats for him to have. One of the things I got for me was these legendary protein chips. So it's barbecue flavored. They're made with a protein blend, high oleic sunflower oleic, maybe, sunflower oil, sugar, rice protein, lupin flour, and then a bunch of seasonings that would go for the barbecue flavor. I'm in one bag, and it's a good size bag. There's 150 calories with 6 grams of fat, 420 sodium, 5 carbs and 1 fiber, so 4 net carbs, and 20 grams of protein. So that's a really good protein to calorie ratio, and really fairly clean, like not terrible ingredients. So what it feels like, they're really light and airy. So I think what they do is they take that protein blend like with water and then kind of like fry it to make like the chip, but it's really airy. It feels more like a cheese puff or cheese curl or something like that. Those light and airy things. And then they put seasoning on it. So I actually really enjoyed these. I liked the flavor of them. I do like the barbecue flavor of Wildy or Wild chips better, that are made with like chicken and egg. So they are more of like a chip, like a crispy chip. But I think if I got this in maybe like a cheddar mhm, a cheddar flavor. There we go. I think these would be like a fantastic replacement for like a cheese puff, right? Just because of the texture of it. And I mean, 20 grams of protein with 150 calories, that is amazing. So I'm gonna see. I don't know if they have it, but I'm gonna see if they do have a cheddar one. I could totally see like taking these, say, like camping with us, or if we're going to go to like a picnic with some friends, to like bring something that I can eat while they're like, say, snacking on chips or whatever. This is definitely a good replacement, I think. Another thing I got was this Catalina Crunch brand chocolate cookie bar. This is sea salt caramel. I actually did get it for my husband, but I wanted to try a bite of it, so I tried it. I did not care for it. It tastes more like peanut butter than it does caramel. And the chocolate is just like, it's just way too thick. I don't know if you can kind of see, but like there's just a lot of chocolate. And I am not a huge chocolate fan. I'm pretty particular about my chocolate. So these kind of really aren't for me. I don't know. Let's see if I don't know that there's any. Oh, here it is. Maybe I can give you the nutrition information, but it's really kind of hard to get to. Um, you know. So anyway, in this one bar, which it's a pretty thick bar, so it's a decent serving. You have 120 calories with 9 grams of fat, 120 sodium, total carbs of 17 with 7 fiber, and then 5 sugar alcohols. So that leaves you with 5 net carbs, protein of 3. I honestly don't think I can read these ingredients because it is so small. Chocolate, chicory root fiber, erythritol, palm fruit and or kernel oil, corn fiber, cocoa butter, pea protein, allulose, casein flour, I think, cane sugar, milk protein, xanthan gum, butter, soy lectin, natural flavors, baking powder, acid polyphosphate, something. I don't know. I can't. It's just way too small. Sodium something. Sea salt, vanilla extract, stevia extract, monk fruit extract, and milk. So, not something that I will eat again, but I think my husband might enjoy them. We'll have to see. Okay, so then another thing I got was another brand of beef stick, which I love Chef's Cut beef sticks, but I also like to try new products. So I'm going to try this. This is, it looks like LK brand is the brand, just LK. It is their Smoke Show seasoned and smoked beef stick. Maybe Smoke Show is the brand. I don't know. Can't tell. Anyway, so it has, find it here. 110 calories with 330 sodium, less than 1 carb, no fiber, no sugars, no added sugars, and 8 grams of protein. The ingredients are grass-fed and finished beef, water, sea salt, mustard salt, onion powder, no, dried onion and garlic, garlic pepper, black pepper, celery, red pepper, celery extract, yeast extract, rosemary extract, and encapsulated lactic acid. Okay, now to finally have a taste. I don't care for that. I just right away, like even actually when I opened it, I could feel from the texture. I don't like the texture of that at all. The flavor is not terrible, but I can't get past the texture of it. I do not like that one at all. Okay, I need to make myself some actual food. So I've got a couple of chicken thighs in my refrigerator. I'm going to go ahead and season those with some salt and pepper, get them in my air fryer. And I don't know what else I'll eat, but for sure I'm going to have those. I've got my 2 chicken thighs. They look fantastic. I seasoned them with salt, pepper, garlic powder, onion powder, and paprika. And then the other thing I'm going to have is a yogurt bowl. So I'm using Okios Pro plain Greek yogurt, 25 grams of protein. I mostly made a yogurt bowl just because I wanted a vessel for my collagen peptides because I did not have those this morning in my coffee like I normally do. So I added a serving of this to my yogurt bowl. And then I've got a half cup of frozen blackberries that I sauteed and put in there. All right, I'll be back with anything else I ate today. I went to the gym after I had my chicken and yogurt bowl. So it was leg day. I did wall sits, weighted curtsy lunges, seated calf raises, step ups, abductors, and adductors. And then I did 6 minutes of as many rounds as possible of walking lunges, barbell dumbbell lifts, or barbell Romanian deadlifts. Sorry about that. And then monster walks. So I ended up with about 1,800 calories. My protein is 204. My net carbs are 24 and my fat is 90. So I'm in a caloric deficit of about 700 calories today. And I am kind of feeling it, although I got done eating at like 2:30. It's 9:30 now. So it makes sense that I'm like feeling a little weaker, I guess. But I don't want to eat anything. So I'll probably eat early tomorrow morning, but we'll see what happens.